Hey guys, we are here at CEDIA 2023 in the Paradigm Anthem booth. We got Kyle here. Kyle, we just walked through some phenomenal demos. We did music, we did movies, and honestly, there were a couple of really impressive things that I heard from this. I like big subwoofers, but you've got some smaller subs. This is a big room. I'd love to talk about what you brought to the show and maybe even share my thoughts on it as well.
Yeah, of course. So this room is all about getting performance and aesthetics to match perfectly in someone's home.
Nice.
And a lot of times whenever you're designing a system for your home, especially multi-channel, it can be pretty tough.
Yeah.
Because you may have a smaller living space. Like I live in Central Florida, I live in Orlando, and we use our theater room as our living room system as well. It's a dual purpose room for us.
Sure.
So we're trying to match the aesthetics with the performance. And that's why we decided to show off these solutions this year.
Cool.
So our demo room actually has 3 active systems. So the first system we listened to Deadpool, which is incredible.
Sure.
That was all in-ceiling speakers, the main 5 channels. So one of the cool parts about Paradigm is we actually use a 30-degree angled sound field back down to the listening position with our A models, and it helps to drop the sound field down to the listening area and also the middle of your screen.
Sure.
So it's like we've got speakers in the wall, even though they're coming from in the ceiling.
Right. And typically you don't think that, I don't want to put ceiling because they're firing straight down. But it was interesting. Again, I didn't even catch that. I'm thinking of other things. I'm thinking about where I got to go next. And I didn't even notice that they were coming from here. I assumed they were coming from here.
Exactly.
So that's really cool.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a mind trick, right? You're watching it, you're listening to it, you're fully engulfed in the video, and then you listen to it and you go, man, they've got a full 5-channel surround sound system, and it's in the ceiling.
Sure.
So pretty cool.
So it can be done.
Yeah, it can, definitely. And that system, where we're using our Seismic 110s. So the Seismic 110 is our alpha dog of subwoofers. This is a small, compact subwoofer that packs a big punch. So I'm using 2 of them here, and we always love talking about that as a company.
Yeah.
When you can add more subwoofers into the system, try to reduce the null points, try to level out the peaks more evenly so you get even bass, it's just going to be a better experience overall.
Absolutely. You want more? Because in here we've got probably 15 theater seats, basically. In our home, we've got 6.
Yeah.
So we're trying to get good seat-to-seat bass response, and by adding multiple subwoofers, you add more headroom.
You're right.
Subwoofers are able to play more efficiently, but then you get better seat-to-seat as well. And then you even got some products we'll talk about later that's going to even help with that as well.
That's for sure. Yeah. And, on top of that, with all of the Paradigm subwoofers I have in the room today, with the Seismic 110s and with the XR11s, they benefit from Anthem room correction, which is, I know where you were going with that. And on that system specifically, I've got our new MRX Slim that we're showing off this year.
Yeah.
Our small, compact 5.1 receiver that can literally go just about anywhere. I can put it in the bracket behind a television.
Sure.
I could put it into a Versa box inside of the wall.
Right.
I could mount it to the back of the cabinet, or just put it right here on the tabletop discreetly and get that level of performance.
Sure.
And dial in the bass because I'm using Anthem room correction, not just inside of the receiver,
Right.
but also inside of each subwoofer first, so I get more correction points across critical low frequencies.
Yeah, I love it. And so that would probably be your custom integrator, or is that even for a consumer like myself?
It could be for a consumer as well as a custom integrator. So I'll give you an example of how I've used it at home as we've gone through the beta testing. My mother-in-law comes over for a couple months out of the year around Christmas time.
Right.
And she loves listening to her favorite shows when she's watching them during the day while I'm working. So I gave her something really cool this year with a higher performance sound system in our guest room. I actually just had that placed right on the tabletop. I had a set of our Millennia LPXLs flanking the TV, and a pair of in-ceiling speakers for a nice 4-channel surround system with a Seismic 110.
Nice.
And using eARC, she watched all of her favorite shows through the apps built into the TV.
Right.
And I don't even think she ever knew that she was using a full surround sound system because everything was done with one remote control.
Yeah, you make it simple. I love it. I love it.
Approachable, and also just a really cool product, right?
Yeah.
You can stream to it. You can watch your favorite TV shows, watch your favorite movies. And then, of course, in the custom integration channel, you can put it at the wall, in the Versa box. They can really get creative on how to blend that system into any room seamlessly.
And at no point was I thinking, man, I wish they'd turn it up a little bit. We had it cranking in here.
We did, and we still had more room.
Nice.
This is a big room we're in today, and we got a lot of headroom still in the system to be able to play that a little bit louder if we've got more and more people in the room.
Sure.
So I love doing this because it really does show off what's possible, and a lot of different applications for the speakers that we design and implement. We're trying to give you the best performance,
Right.
where you can place it into your home.
Yeah.
Because, in this case, we're putting in the ceiling.
Sure.
But then that second system we listened to,
Yeah.
that was on the wall,
Right.
right? So when you can't go in the ceiling or you can't do bookshelf, floor standing speakers freestanding in the room, a lot of times you're wondering what to do next. And as a full line manufacturer, we've got so many categories of speakers that sometimes we get lost in ourselves. We start thinking about what we've got available.
Right.
And what's really cool about this room this year is we actually have prototypes. So one of the things that we like to do is we like to use prototypes at CEDIA so that way we can get feedback.
Absolutely.
And, you know, in this case, this is a prototype LCR bar.
Right.
So it's our Founder Series technology. It's our Founder Series performance levels inside of an on-wall solution that gives you great output, plays nice deep mid bass, rolls off nicely to the two Seismic 110 subs that we use. And overall, we trick a lot of people in this room, not only with the in-ceiling speakers that we have, but when we play this bar or prototype, a lot of people think we're actually using the Founder 70 LCRs that we used in the third system. But this coupled with the mini surrounds that we have on the wall in the surround positions just gives you that all immersive environment, and everything is off of the floor with the exception of these discreetly placed subs.
Yeah. Kyle, I don't think I'd really consider this a sound bar. Dude, this is like a sound bar on steroids. It sounded phenomenal.
It
really
is.
Did.
Yeah, and it's like having our Founder Series on the wall.
Yeah.
Like we do with our Founder Series products and technologies when we put them in our in-wall and our in-ceiling products. Like the first system we listened to shares the same tweeter as the Founder Series, shares the same driver materials that we use in the Founder Series.
Yeah.
So it really gives you that paradigm hallmark sound quality that everybody's wanting to have in their home and loving.
Right. So as far as width-wise, what does this fit well with, like size TV?
Yeah, so our Decor V2 is probably the best answer for that right now because that's a product line that we are going to release this fall.
Okay.
It's not a prototype like the one we're looking at here today, but we can actually custom cut the width
of it, like
of that bar.
Panel.
Exactly. So this is an 85-inch TV.
Sure.
And with our Decor V2, if I want to do what's called the 1SC, which is the same configuration, left, right, center, we can actually cut it to a custom width of that specific television.
Nice.
We can even go as far as with our MDF cloth grill. If you have an IR sensor or you have a logo bar, we can actually custom contour that so it fits perfectly against the bottom of the television for a small upcharge.
Looks like seamless, man.
Perfectly seamless.
Love it.
So of course, the idea behind the prototype is giving that next step up in performance. Because today we have Decor V2. And then this would be the next step up in performance for an on-wall solution. And yeah, the idea would be to have the same capability. Being able to custom cut to the width or to the height of the television.
To do left, right, and then...
So we have a lot of options in the Decor V2 that currently exist. And we're about to launch in mid-October where we can actually do the full left, center, right application, what we call the 1SC. We can do a single center. If you're blending it into a system with on-wall, in-wall speakers to match. We can also, of course, do a stereo where we have the stereo vertically or horizontally. We even have a model that has a stereo and a center for vertical placement. So we can get a nice phantom center in the television.
Nice.
And then one of my favorites is what we call the 3SC. So it gives you that beautiful aesthetic touch you're looking for where you have the stereo vertically and then you have a single center. So it almost surrounds the entire panel to give you that seamless look.
I love it. So in this room, we've kind of got good, better, best,
and then best.
Is that what we're looking at?
So the next system that we listened to the over-the-top Mad Max Fury Road scene. And what was really cool about that was that's our Founder 70 LCRs that are placed inside of this beautiful Salamander Denver 332 cabinet. And what I love about it is I have Founder Series at home. And I have Founder 100F towers. I have the space for those towers. And my wife loves listening to music, loves listening to movies. And if we were in a smaller room like our old condo, we wouldn't be able to have the Founder 100Fs because of size limitations when we live there. But what we can do here is we can take Founder Series performance, put it inside of this beautiful cabinet for the left, center, right, so we get high performance sound and beautiful aesthetics.
Nice.
Now, I love seeing the drivers of our Founder Series, so I would keep it completely open like this, so that when we're listening, we're also looking at those beautiful speakers. Yeah. And that system as well benefits from two subwoofers, just like the previous two. So in this case, these are our very, very powerful, high-performance, single-driver subwoofer designs. in our XR series.
And that cabinetry is just gorgeous.
Oh, it's gorgeous. It matches the Founder series beautifully. We have the same finishes available with the walnut finish you see here, black walnut, a midnight cherry, and a piano black.
Nice.
In our case, though, we were very lucky because we have a beautiful match to our stand. Nice. So it just seamlessly blends in with the environment.
Sure.
And gives you that high performance sound that you're looking for.
And I love the fact that this, in a way, this is a dedicated theater room, but really this represents a living room.
It does. So that
really, really does.
That truly is the idea. We are in a dedicated theater room here today at the show.
Yeah.
But if you place this into your living room and you pick the surrounds that match the aesthetics and the installation needs that you have,
sure,
you've got a discrete system that's very high performance, and it can be placed virtually anywhere at that point.
Yeah, for sure. I even polled my audience a while back. 2/3 of them don't have a dedicated theater room.
Right.
So a lot of you guys are rocking a living room setup. You're trying to get great performance, but you want something that's going to appease the wife. I know I do.
Yeah.
This is really cool. I love the way that this seamlessly blends in and really, really is a rock star performance.
It does. And, you know, behind the scenes on this system, we use the MRX Slim that we were talking about earlier to power the first two systems. Behind the scenes for this one, we up the power too. And we up the processing capability with the MRX1140. So the MRX1140 was driving that system, also controlling it.
Yeah.
And in this case, it really highlighted the independent subwoofer capabilities.
Right.
Because when we watched Mad Max, his vocal range was beautifully phase aligned with the two XR11 woofers in the room.
Sure. So Kyle, we've got this great room, but we also got tons of stuff outside, right?
We do. Yeah. Let's go take a look.
All right, let's go.
Awesome. What we have here in the booth is our Founder 41st Anniversary Edition finishes.
Those are gorgeous.
So Paradigm has been a speaker manufacturer for 41 years. So we're celebrating our past, and we're also looking towards the future for the next 41 years. So we wanted to really celebrate that this year with our anniversary to show off these beautiful Founder 41 finishes. So this is the 120H pair. This is the flagship floor standing speaker in the Founder series, and it's in this beautiful azure ice. So you've got a deep blue matte finish. And what I love about it personally is it really helps to make the drivers pop. It gives you the beautiful metalwork that we know and we love from the Founder series, but with that deep matte blue cabinet. In my house, that's what I want to take home.
Right.
That's the pair that I want. I want to do a pair of Founder 120Hs in that azure blue. Also though, we have these other beautiful finishes that are on display as well with the frozen charcoal. So that's the Founder 100F. And the Founder 100F with this new frozen charcoal finish that's going to be a limited edition, just like the other two, has the same exact thing that we're looking at on the Founder 120H, where you have the metalwork, the drivers that we use in the Founder series, and it really helps to not only blend in with the drivers, but also any environment you would place it in.
That is gorgeous.
It is gorgeous, and it also really highlights the driver colors too.
Sure.
We use a really neat technology called Carbon X. And you can see the pattern
for sure.
as you move through the light. That's actually our proprietary technology where we're utilizing polypropylene and carbon to not only give us great structural rigidity, make that perfect Pistonic-like base, but also something that's beautiful to look at.
Oh, for sure.
And with the black metalwork, it helps to make the drivers pop against that gray cabinet. Yeah. So really cool finish. Looking forward to having that one out there in the field. And then also our Ruby Frostbite. So a matte red finish with the black metalwork. I'm a Georgia Bulldogs fan.
Yeah, there you go.
So this is exactly what I need for what I'm watching.
So you need that color in that side.
Exactly, that's right. So I could do maybe this pair in my office.
Yeah, there you go.
And that can be where I listen to the Georgia Bulldogs while they're playing. And then I can have this pair in my living room where I've got a gray couch. I've got kind of a gray and blue carpet below the system, so it matched perfectly.
Sure, those are fantastic looking. I love those.
Yeah, and you probably notice a trend too with the matte finishes. When you think matte finishes, you also think high performance auto, right? High performance cars. So this is high performance sound with these beautiful colors. And this is limited editions. There will be a small upcharge. It is the exact same loudspeaker design that we use in the Founder 120H, 100F, 80F. And because we know people love doing home theaters, we're gonna do the matching center channels with the Founder 70 LCR, Founder 90C, and the 40B bookshelf speakers too, and the Founder 41s.
That would be sweet in a home theater setup too.
Definitely, yeah. I could see myself having the Founder 120H pair with a big Founder 90C and the beautiful azure blue finish. And then just rock out, listen to some great tunes, and have something beautiful to look at as well.
That's very cool. And this is a little unique too. Most people, like, maybe tell us a little bit about that.
Oh, of course, yeah. So this is one of our key technologies. This is the PPA lens.
Okay.
So it's both beautiful and it's functional. What it allows us to do is get more output from our either mid-range driver, mid-bass driver, or tweeter, where we utilize this technology by blocking out-of-phase frequencies from reaching the listening.
Nice.
So it really gives you smooth, extended high frequency and mid-range frequency reproduction.
Very cool.
Yeah, yeah.
We got some other stuff behind us too.
We do. So we have the XR series that we listen to in our demo room.
Right.
And that beautiful walnut finish again on the XR11. High performance, very powerful sealed enclosures, has a really cool haptic touch volume control on the top panel. And again, just gives you great bass response, whether you're doing a theater system, you're doing a stereo system, gives you impact bass, deep bass, and it's very fast.
So this is touchscreen right here.
That's haptic touch, so I can raise and lower the volume on the back panel of the subwoofer. So of course, with all Paradigm and Anthem products, we love highlighting a lot of our key technologies. And this has Anthem room correction built in.
Sure.
So even if you don't have an Anthem receiver or a processor, you could actually use Anthem room correction on the critical low frequencies when it's built into the subwoofer.
That's super cool. That's a great feature without, like you said, maybe you got an older AVR or you haven't moved to Anthem, you still get that feature and that functionality.
That's exactly right. And then when you get into an Anthem product, you get more correction across critical low frequencies when you run Anthem room correction on the receiver, on the processor. So there's a lot of great reasons to utilize Anthem room correction to get the best performance in any room. Now, this is the XR13.
Okay, so we're stepping up. So more bass, bigger room.
Yep, we're going from an 11-inch driver to a 13-inch driver in a larger cabinet with double the amplifier power. And this is what I personally have at home. Deep, powerful, tons of headroom. And what I love most about it is I watch a lot of music concerts whenever I'm at home. I watch a lot of movies, watch a lot of concerts, and listen to a lot of music. And this is a dual purpose subwoofer. It's so fast, it's so accurate that I can use it in my system, whether I'm doing LFE or I'm blending it into a stereo to just get better bass response, deeper bass response for all of my favorite recordings.
And we heard that in the demo room. We had this paired with music, sounded phenomenal.
And how it adds to the experience, right? That's from a movie scene.
Sure.
And it gives you that sense of space, the sense of depth, where it really draws you into the actual recording.
Yeah, and I love what y'all are doing in the space. What else you got?
Well, something cool that I'll point out here on the front of the XR13, since this is facing towards us, is another Paradigm key technology. This is our art surround or active ridge technology. That allows us to create a ton of excursion, but maintain that perfect pistonic-like behavior, so you get deep, powerful impact bass response. This has almost 4 inches of excursion.
Holy yeah.
So it was moving
4 inches.
A lot of air.
Wow.
In my house, it plays down to 15 hertz flat.
Yeah.
Actually, Anthem room correction needs to bring down the low frequency bass response in the room. So I still have tons of headroom if I decide to put it into a larger room at a later time. I want to build a dedicated theater at some point in time. So that's something that I would definitely do, is not only have the 2 I have today, but since I do have an AVM 90 on the Anthem side, I could do 4 independent subwoofers in the room. It really blended in seamlessly.
Yeah, really, really good seat-to-seat response. Tons of headroom.
Yeah, everybody gets a great experience through the entire room while we're listening.
I get it, man.
Yeah. This is, of course, something very special for us.
Oh, my goodness.
So this is our Persona loudspeaker lineup. The Persona series is our flagship. One thing that's really unique about the Persona series is we use beryllium in both the mid-range driver on this model and in the tweeter. So it's a seamless transition from one to the next. And beryllium has such a high level of detail, clarity, dynamics. And what I love most about it is the speaker just disappears into the ring. And you're no longer listening to a speaker or a recording, you're just listening to the artist.
Yeah.
Like when we listen to The Greatest Showman.
Sure.
I played that scene on a Persona system. And if you close your eyes, you just believe you're sitting right there in the auditorium. She's on stage in front of us singing.
Yeah.
So that's a really cool part of the Persona series, utilizing beryllium across the mid-range, the mid-bass, or the tweeter. We use our XPAL material for our bass drivers. And what's incredible about the bass drivers on the 7F, if I took the bass driver out of the cabinet, it's a push-pull system, so I can move a lot of air. And I can have better heat management properties. So I can really play these deeper, louder, for longer.
So it's a
Persona.
push-pull in one driver. So I've heard of like subwoofers that have a
Correct.
dual opposing.
We have dual
or
voice
push-pull.
coils, exactly.
Right.
So that magnet and motor structure is about this big when you
Wow.
take it outside of
Well,
the
it's a
cabinet.
deep cabinet, so I can see how that very well is true.
It is, and the cabinet's another part of the story with the Persona series. It's curved,
Sure.
so we're reducing resonance in the cabinet, makes it much more rigid,
Yeah.
stronger cabinet. And then on top of that, of course, it's beautiful.
Yeah,
You know,
it's like
really-
a work of art.
It slims down from the front to the back, and the high gloss finish, in this case the carbon black,
Yeah.
really shines in any room you place
Yeah,
in.
sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Probably different finishes in this as well.
That's right. So there are standard finishes that are available with the carbon black finish, harmony white finish, sonic silver, aria blue, and Vanta black. But there are also over 16 custom cabinet colors that you can choose from on our design studio. And for a small upcharge,
Right.
you can mix and match the cabinet,
Oh, interesting.
the metalwork
Oh,
between
wow.
black and silver,
Cool.
and the color of the drivers between black and silver to really meet your needs.
Yeah.
So again, going back to the Georgia Bulldogs,
Sure,
I
yeah.
could do a red cabinet with black drivers or a black
Nice.
cabinet and really get the same exact experience that we looked at on our Founder Series finishes in my home. So it's a really cool experience listening Persona. It's the ultimate level of performance for us, and we invite everybody to check them out when they have a chance.
Love this.
Yeah.
This is gorgeous. What
Yeah.
else we got in the showroom here?
Well, we're going to take a walk around the side of the booth.
All right.
Yeah. We are going to look at the remainder of the Founder Series finishes. So we looked at the beautiful 41 anniversary finishes, and now we're going to go through the Founder Series lineup. We've got the 120H pair here and the beautiful walnut finish.
Yeah.
Same walnut finish we have on the XR11s and we have on the 70 LCRs in the demo ring. On the Founder 100F, this is the Midnight Cherry finish. This is a beautiful, deep, dark cherry with the wood inlay.
Sure.
So that way, whenever the sunlight hits it, you can really see the red in the cabinet. On the Founder 80F, this is our black walnut finish. Black walnut finish is great. It's a matte finish. So this is actually what I do have at home on my Founder 100F
this
pair
is
today.
gorgeous.
Until I can get the Azure Ice finish on the Founder 120H pair that we looked at earlier. It's beautiful. It's also great when you have a highly reflective surface that you're trying to eliminate reflectivity around. So you've got a TV that has a really high level light output. You've got a two-piece projection system. Having the matte finish helps you place it there and reduce that reflectivity. And then of course the beautiful piano black finish. Piano black, it's timeless.
Yeah.
Put it virtually anywhere.
Sure,
Matches pretty much
absolutely.
everything. Yeah. So I mentioned this earlier in the room when we did the demos. The Founder 70 LCR, it's incredible, right? We used it left, center, right. The reason why we call it an LCR and not just a center channel is because you can use this either vertically or horizontally for
Nice.
any channel throughout the
So you can
entire
put this
system.
behind a acoustically transparent screen if you want to.
Exactly, behind an acoustically transparent screen, into custom millwork,
Sure.
especially when you're utilizing it for surrounds in the system.
Yeah.
So you can blend it in seamlessly anywhere in the reel. The 90C, the large center channel that we use to match any of the Founder Series products. So this is actually, again, what I have in my home system.
Right.
With my Founder 100F pair, I've got the Founder 90C to match.
Yeah.
We love big, proper center channels at
Sure.
Paradigm.
This thing's a monster, man. I love that.
Yeah, especially when you listen to that Mad Max scene in Fury Road and you hear his vocal range coming from that center.
Yeah.
It's like he's right there with us. This is our Premier range. So all of the Founder Series products, the Persona Series products, and our CI Pro and our CI Elite, they're made in Canada.
Right.
Outside of Toronto and Mississauga, as well as our Premier Series. So taking a look at the Premier Series here, we've got the Premier 800F, that's the flagship floor standing speaker in the lineup. It's in our beautiful Espresso Mark II finish. So again, great style, great performance.
Sure.
Goes into a very modern environment. The Premier 700F tower, phenomenal performance, slightly smaller from a footprint standpoint.
Right.
So when you're trying to get it into a tighter space, you know, either for a stereo or multi-channel system,
Sure.
you've got floor standing performance in a smaller package. And this is in our beautiful gloss white finish. 200B bookshelf, 100B bookshelf. The 100B bookshelf is unique because it's the only model available with a matte black finish.
Okay.
So we've got the piano black, we've got the gloss white finish and the Espresso Mark II finish. And then on the 100B, the matte black is an option that you can take home with you.
Right.
And then the center channels to match. Again, we're driven by home theater. We love home theater systems. And we've got the proper size center channel if you're trying to place it into a piece of furniture,
Sure.
onto a small piece of furniture with our 500C. And then when you have the floor standing speakers in the front stage and you want the big proper center channel to match, we've got the 600C.
I love it, man.
Yeah.
And I like how you got the vertical tweeter and the mid-range.
Exactly, and the PPA lens technology, one of our key technologies, the art surround technology. That's one thing you'll always notice about Paradigm loudspeakers is we like to trickle down technology for our flagship models in the Persona series. So art surround, PPA lens, you'll see that throughout our entire lineup, not just in box speakers, but also in our custom installation speakers as well. All right, so we're stopping here. Check out our new MRX Slim installed in one of its many uses, and also talk about the new Decor V2 series. So in this case, we're utilizing the MRX Slim receiver that we listened to in the demonstration room, powering the in-ceiling system and powering our prototype soundbar solution in an application that you could actually take home today. So it's something that we love to talk about, getting discrete, high-performance sound multiple ways. And in this case, we're actually using a Versa box where we've installed that into the wall, and then we have the MRX Slim small form factor 5.1 receiver, so we can power custom soundbars, we can power an in-ceiling system, we can power bookshelf systems. We have a lot of flexibility to get the best performance and also make sure that it's discreetly placed.
Now, do they have to have like a Control 4 or something? Because, I mean, we don't have knobs.
Not at all, right? That's the coolest part about this product. Very similar to our MRX X40, ABM 70, ABM 90 series, and just a smaller package, right? So if you don't have Control 4 or a custom installation provided control system, what you can utilize is either the included remote control with the IR sensor on the front. So in one of my use cases at home, I place this on the tabletop and I can just point the remote control and have full control over the unit. Also, another way that you could do that is we actually include an IR extender inside of the box.
It's mounted here. Now we can put it out somewhere.
You could mount it so that way it's visible, and you could use the included remote control as well. Now, me personally, I like to use our app control.
Sweet.
I use app control with the Anthem remote app. So I have all the same functionality I have in the web user interface and with the included remote control right there for me. The other really cool way to use this, and probably the way most people will in their homes, is eARC or ARC. So, you know, take all of your sources, go directly into your TV. In my case at home with my 55-inch LG OLED, I take my Apple TV 4K, I take my Roku, go directly in, and then I just use eARC back down to the eARC input. So that way I can listen to everything that's playing through the television, if it's the apps that are built in or my external source devices, and have power on and off control, volume up and down control, all on one remote control.
Makes sense.
So
that's super slim.
Pretty cool, right?
The Class D amplification in here?
Class D amplification. The entire chassis and case acts as a heat sink. So that's why we have all the versatility for mounting it behind the television with the included C-clamp that it's in right now, mounting it into the Versa box inside of the wall. Personally speaking, as a do-it-yourselfer at home, some of the things that I always like to do is find some discrete places throughout the house where I can add a system like this. In my office, I actually mounted this to my desk, and I had a nice pair of Founder 40Bs. So I was just doing a stereo system with a 5-channel solution. And a really neat feature is you can actually redirect the unused channels with our amplifier matrixing. So I was able to bi-amp them. So that was cool. So I got better power. I'm streaming directly to it. It's got Google Chromecast audio built into it. AirPlay, I'm an Apple user,
oh my gosh,
I use AirPlay.
All built in.
All built in. Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, Ethernet. You've got everything you really need to make sure that you've got a really nice system, and it's kind of tucked away a little bit.
Exactly. I love it.
And then in this case, with the Decor series, this is our custom soundbar solution.
We were talking about that earlier.
Talked about that earlier. So this is the new Decor V2. Extruded aluminum enclosure. We also have 2 different grill options, the perforated metal grill, and we also have the MDF cloth grill. That's on this unit down below. And what that gives us the ability to do is really match the aesthetics and match your use case. So a good example for me, I live in Florida.
Me too.
And you know, I've got a covered patio outside where I've got an outdoor TV. I want better sound quality and I want it to face directly to my listening area. The new Decor V2 with the extruded aluminum enclosure and the perforated metal grill, it's IP65 rated.
Nice.
So yeah, I can use it in my covered patio. I'm probably going to add a burial subwoofer in the yard.
Yeah, there you go.
Maybe do some of our surface mount speakers around the back of our hot tub area and do a full 5.1 system outside.
Dude, could you imagine, man?
Yeah, it'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, man.
And, you know, ties in perfectly with this because you can power it, you can control it, do all of your streaming directly through AirPlay, Google Chromecast audio, through that solution in a custom soundbar or in a custom bar for an outdoor system. All right, Michael, so now we're at our custom installation wall that we have here at the show. And what I really like to show off with our custom install product line is how we provide the performance that we use in our box speakers in an in-ceiling, in-wall application when it's required. And just like we did in the demo room when we listened to our CI Pro V2 model with the CI Pro P80A V2 and P80Rs, what we allow ourselves to do throughout the entire wall here is just check out all the different applications that we have. So for me personally, when I'm looking at our CI Pro range, they're driven a lot of times by theater.
Yeah.
And making sure that we have high performance in an in-wall or in-ceiling solution because I can't put box speakers on the floor.
Sure.
Or maybe I can't do an on-wall solution like we have with the Decor V2.
Right.
And I want to get really high performance sound out of a discrete application. So to give you an idea, we use a lot of the same materials and technologies that we use in the Founder series in the CI Pro range. And it also carries over into the CI Elite range as well. All of the CI Pro and all of the CI Elite V2 models are actually built in Canada.
Yeah.
So they're built on the same factory floor where we build the Founder series, we build the Premier series, we build the Persona series. And for that reason, we have all those great technologies, driver materials to match the performance levels. And then you can mix and match.
Sure.
You know, especially with somebody that's building their home theater room.
Right.
And you want to have floor standing speakers up front, center channel to match, big powerful subwoofers in the room. But because you have no place to put your surround speakers if you're not doing floor standing speakers, you put in ceiling speakers or in wall speakers based on where they need to go.
Sure.
I know at my house, utilizing in wall speakers for the surround position, it's really what makes the most sense. Because I have limited space.
Sure.
I would love to have floor standing speakers in the surround spots.
Yeah, I can't do it either.
I can't do it.
I've got a dedicated theater room, but I don't have enough depth or width to be able to accommodate that, and so that makes sense.
That's right. And then of course for height channels, with Dolby Atmos and DTS:X, having height channels in the ceiling gives you that fully immersive effect. So we can perfectly match your favorite bookshelf speakers, floor standing speakers for surrounds, height channels with CI Pro, CI Elite, CI Home, and we even have custom installation subwoofers that offer a ton of performance to the wall.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, you know, you can kind of mix and match there too, where I've got box subwoofers in the front of the room, but due to space constraints.
Absolutely. I don't have anything behind my seat, so that can get mounted in the wall back there.
Exactly.
Add more even bass response we were talking about earlier.
That's right. So you could add a couple more subwoofers into the room, get deeper, more powerful bass response, and more even bass response.
Sweet.
So really cool technologies, a lot of great performance in the lineup. We make custom theater application and wall loudspeakers in our LCR line.
Right.
So putting it behind a perforated screen.
Sure.
You know, placing it throughout the entire room discreetly. You can actually get Founder Series tower performance in a Pro LCR or an Elite LCR V2 model.
Sure.
Because again, we're using a lot of the same technologies.
Right.
We're using a lot of the same driver materials. And it really just helps to give you paradigm sound quality throughout your entire home, whether it's Cedar or the distributed audio system as you listen to music throughout the day.
Yeah, and because they're matched up to that, it's going to have seamless sound that's going to pan from left to center to right to your surrounds and everything. Right?
Oh yeah, no, it's going to be a fully immersive environment, whether it's a 5-channel system in surround sound, all the way up to now a 15-channel surround sound system with our more advanced processors and receivers that we have today.
Well, Kyle, this has been a phenomenal experience.
Yeah.
What we heard in the demo room, absolutely fantastic. I'm always telling my guys, hey, get a big subwoofer 15. I've got dual 18s on each side. But dude, 10-inch subwoofers, are you kidding me?
I know, the Seismic 110s are incredible. The XR 11s, yeah.
And then you've got the big boy out here if you feel that you need more, if you got a bigger room, so you can accommodate that as well. So
we sure can, across all price points. There's something for everybody, and you can have a great system.
Dude, it has been a pleasure.
Pleasure.
Guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video here at the Anthem as well as the Paradigm booth. It's been a phenomenal experience. I'll have links to them down in the description below. Hope you guys have an incredible week. Check out all the videos from CEDIA 2023 right here. And as always, have a great week. God bless. We'll catch you in the next video.